And the Women in STEM series is a platform that showcases women in STEM and the amazing work they are doing in that field. And it's also to drive involvement and to help other people to join, even to pursue careers in STEM. Now on this episode, I have with me Miss Yetunde Abiodun, our remarkable guest, who is a top technology consultant, a STEM advocate, and a mentor. Thank you so much, Miss Yetunde, for joining us. Okay, I'm fine. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. So the peculiarity of this topic is what drove us to this particular section, because we don't just want to, just talk about STEM in that sense, but we want to see practical examples of people who are doing amazing things in the field of STEM. And that's why we have you here, because we know you have been doing amazing things, and we hope you'll be able to share your experiences with us, so that other younger women who are watching and other persons who are watching will be encouraged to also pursue a career in STEM and also learn how to succeed in that career space. So before we dive into the question and answer section, we have I can't hear any sound. Okay, so that's it's really important. Having different from working in the office, and so it's a whole lot of schedules. Okay, so take a journey or embark on any journey. One of the first things such a person, where exactly am I going? Where do I want to get to? How do I want to get there and all? So for some persons who are joining us and who have never even heard of STEM, so what's STEM? Can you just give us like a brief intro of what STEM is and what it's all about? Wow. 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 Wow, wow. Thank you so much for that amazing response, because just as you said, it's a way of learning. I mean, even though I'm sort of familiar with STEM, but the approach you just use, saying it's a way of learning, I mean, it's so, so key. Knowing fully well that bulk of our education here in Nigeria is sort of, more focused on, theoretical knowledge. And so telling us that STEM gives you that opportunity to, practicalize everything you are learning. I mean, I think it's so good, and it's something that everyone should look into, right? And I'm sure there's something in STEM that can be beneficial to you, right? So that, okay, good. True. Wow, wow. Thank you for that insight. I'm sure I'm learning a lot, and I'm sure everyone watching is also learning a lot. Okay, so just to, on that note, what are the career opportunities? What are the job roles? Because, when we say people should, pursue careers in STEM, they're also thinking, okay, so would I be able to make money from it? Are there job roles there? So what are the career opportunities in STEM related fields? pumped up to go and check out STEM careers and see what you can do with STEM. And I think one of the things that really stood out while you were speaking is the fact that STEM skills are things that you can always apply across any field. And so one of the things I like to see, okay, an approach I like to, or a perspective I have about technology is the fact that tech just sort of makes your life easier. So whatever it is you're doing, there's definitely going to be a technology that can apply to what you're doing. So even if you are not maybe in the sense of, mainstream STEM or whatever it is you're doing, there's definitely going to be some use for these skills. So guys, please try and check out STEM careers, and this is a good time to upskill and get some STEM related skills. Okay, so now narrowing it down to women in STEM. So what challenges have you faced maybe in the past and even presently as a woman in STEM, or a woman in, okay, yeah, let me just say a woman in STEM, or a woman in a field that is considered male dominated? Yeah. A guy, obviously, with big glasses. Okay, I lost you at some point. Okay, I just lost you again. Okay, let's just wait. I really hope it's not my network so that. Okay, let's just wait a bit for Miss Yetunde to join us. Okay. Okay, let's just wait a bit for her to join us back. I hope you've been learning a lot. Okay, yes, I can hear you now. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, you were talking about you growing out of the face of not wanting to air your opinions in public and all because maybe there are more guys there and all. So that's where I lost you. Wow. Thank you for that answer. So I hope the guys listening are also hearing so that when they find themselves in situations like this, they will encourage the women there to speak up. You get and not to be like and not have the bias Miss Etini just talked to us about. Okay, so I think you've already done justice to that question and you've already explained the fact that you've had some of those experiences. So are there other challenges you feel women can face on a general basis? Mm, true. Because one of the things I always like to say is that we're not just doing this so we can just be exchanging conversations and just be happy in that sense, but it's so that each of us can pick learning points. And just like I said before, so that even guys that are watching, make sure you begin to take some of these biases into mind. So because just as Miss Yetunde kept saying, some of these biases are unconscious. They are just in the environment. And so it just becomes like, oh, this is just the way this thing works. And even unconsciously, you're just, responding in that manner. So this is a good time to actually start to check that, okay, have I been doing this, or have I been reacting this way, have I been responding this way, and make the necessary adjustments. Okay, so still in that same vein, what are some of the things you think can help solve these challenges and can help women, rise in STEM-based careers based on some of the approaches you have applied? Because I remember you talked about growing out of certain things. So how did you grow out of those things, and what are the other solutions you think have helped you thus far and can help other ladies? Yeah, men, yeah. Nobel Prizes, yes, yes, yes. can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, can you hear me now? Hello, Mr. Tunde. Okay, okay. Yes, I can hear you now. Okay, I think I just lost you again. Okay, so I don't know if it's my network that is. Okay. Yes, I can hear you now. You can go on. Interesting. Sure. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah. 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 Wow. Okay. Okay. Are you still there? Okay, okay, okay. I thought you were still saying something, so I do. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, thank you so much once again for that insightful, explanation of some of the things we can do to bridge the gap. And I think you focused a whole lot on building the interest of women in STEM, which I think is so critical, so critical. Because I think that's something that everybody who you probably ask, someone, a woman who is pursuing a career in STEM currently, they will always tell you, okay, there was a point where they saw somebody mirror this thing to them and they felt, okay, I can also do this. And I think we should thank Let's Learn TV because they're also giving us that opportunity to, get to know what STEM is all about. Yeah, actually. So thank you once again for that. So we'll be taking a quick commercial before we continue with our section. Yeah. Commercial, you are. needed, yeah.
But the thing is, the skill set is, yeah, so the thing is, the skill set is changing. And if the skill
Mm.
set begins to change, like I use the example of the robot, so now you're going to have, just to be, you have robots taking company and
Yeah.
people to probably take
Yeah,
and
yeah.
dismantling and scaling it. The thing is, you need people that can build those robots, you need
But
people that can maintain those robots, you need data analysts that can analyze data that will help in maintaining those robots or building the more standardized versions. So it's a new skill set, new job opportunities that are coming up from there, and women have to find themselves. They have to fit.
mm.
You understand? Because just like men also, they have to grow career wise, they have to grow financial wise. They can't now just and start feeling like let me learn this new skill set. So we need more women interested in STEM. Because if we're complaining now that that the field is not diverse enough,
Yes.
imagine when these job opportunities pop up and you don't have women that have actually tried or
Skilled up
entered
to
that
be able to,
company to be
yeah,
able to fill the
fill up
roles
those
that
roles. Yeah.
specific. So we still have the same complaint by that
Wow.
side. By the
Wow.
time we have more job roles that are different from what we have, and
Mm.
men are taking it up
Yeah.
because they fear themselves of that. So yes, women should want to be in STEM because of this. There are a lot of opportunities in there for them. And also, this is a general one anyway. Statistics have shown how that diverse companies, especially companies that have just as much women on board as men, tend to have higher revenue. They tend to have a good work culture. You understand? So these are things that should pique the interest of ladies enough to say that, oh, I would love to be in this space. I would love to be in STEM. I want to be able to, I want to be ready for the future, just like any other person will be ready for the future. So I believe this is why women should start STEM.
Wow. Okay. So I think if I want to like, should I say summarize some of the things you have said, I'll just say if women want to have a voice in the future, then they had better start to pursue careers in STEM. And I'm so when people talk about women having a voice, I mean a lot has been happening in society, and I think there's no point to overflow that. And I guess it's just for us all to I think is my network okay? Can you guys hear me? Oops. Okay. Hearing everything you have said so far, I want to really start to pursue a career in STEM. What are the few things you think such a person should take into consideration?
Okay. One of it being mentors. I may be biased, but I really believe that has helped me a lot. So, firstly, is okay. Before we go to the mentors part, communities. If you're someone interested in STEM, probably still in the university or about to enter the university, or look out for online communities. I'm sure there are offline communities, but we see how things are done more online. So look out for online communities that are peculiar to STEM, be it science, technology, engineering, mathematical field, or jobs that are interwoven in those areas. Just look for communities in those areas. But because I know that there's a thing called information overload, right? So it's easy for you to join these communities, join this WhatsApp group, join this, and they are giving you various information that, oh, you can be a web developer, oh, you can be an app developer, oh, you can be a robotic engineer. Then you are now confused that, oh, what do I do? So I believe before those communities, the first thing is having a mentor, someone to guide you. For ladies, female specifically, because seeing someone like yourself who can do it, who can excel in this field that you believed for a while that it's male dominated would help out. So try to look for a mentor, look for someone. It really doesn't have to be. So when people hear mentor, they expect that, oh, it's someone on the level of maybe Barack Obama or what have you. Really just look for some. Exactly, So just look for some. It could be someone with just 1 year experience, 1 year experience more than you in this field. I think I've lost you again.
Okay.
Okay, I
Okay,
think
are you back?
can you hear
Okay, I
me?
can hear you
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it could be someone with just 1 year experience more than you. It could be someone with probably in the 500 level in school while you're in 100 level. Just look for someone that can guide you. And from that point, most times when people want to go into STEM, they probably don't have a particular field or job that they're interested in. So they don't know if they want to be web developers. They don't know if they want to be, a medical doctor, a biomedical engineering. So it helps out to have a conversation with someone that is in a little bit more experienced than you. So you have an idea of, okay, these are the options. Which one do I believe I'll be interested in? Then when you pick that, then you now put yourself out there. People really look down on that. Putting yourself out there is a bit underrated some amongst people. People don't get to know that. I don't know if you're still with. Okay, you're still with me.
Yes, I'm still with
Yeah, yeah.
you.
All right. So putting yourself out there is just ensuring you're in. So you've picked an interest based on your mentor's guidance. Then ensure that you are in community surrounding that, because this is how you hear about job opportunities. This is how you hear about learning opportunities, because you need to skill up to be able to get the kind of career that you want. This is how you're going to hear about various opportunities in this area that you've picked, in the particular STEM field that you've shown that okay, you have an interest in. So really it's beyond just having a mentor and just sitting down in the cocoon of your house. You have to put yourself out there. Putting yourself out there could come even in volunteering.
Yeah, true.
I know not everybody can afford the luxury of volunteering, whereby you're probably not paid anything and you're still spending to volunteer. Really, yes, that happens. But look at, if you're someone that cannot afford, maybe volunteering at a in a way that is going to cost you. You can look at simple ways of volunteering. Do you understand? See somebody building a product, a technology product, and be like, oh, I want to learn about web development. Can I use your product to learn? Let me do a few work on it. I'll be learning and I'll be applying it on your product. Even if they don't pay you, do you understand? There's just that skill you're going to learn there that is going to help you in other things that you're going. So look at volunteering, look at joining communities, groups that are related to the STEM parts that you've picked based on your mentor's guidance. And last but not the least is be brave. Be brave. Be brave being that don't be perfect. So there's a book I read, called Brave but Not Perfect. It talks about, and it was tailored to ladies actually. It talks about how that women want to be perfect, and I know I've used that. I talked about that a bit earlier. How that we could sit down in our house and say that if I go out with this level of skill that I have, they might not accept me because I have to prove myself. So let me sit down and learn more. I would advise that we don't ladies should try not to find themselves in that situation. Instead of trying to attain a particular height before you put yourself out there, before you start applying for positions, applying for learning opportunities, or even before you think of building a product or building something, just be brave about it. Learn the basics and just you get better when you are experienced. So don't you can't get experience from learning, sitting back and just learning all years. So with the basic understanding that you have of the STEM field you've chosen as a lady, ensure you're brave enough to go out, apply for opportunities and learn on the job. So the my last words would just be brave. You don't aim to be perfect as a lady. Instead, be brave. Be brave enough to see somebody tell you, say that, oh, I want to build an app. I need someone there. Although your skill is still beginner level, be able to say that, oh, I'll work with you. I'll be learning on the job and learning at the side, and I'll be able to do as much as I can. So those are my final words,
Wow, wow.
if I put it like
Those
that.
are very valid points, and I hope our
Yeah.
viewers are taking notes because I mean that's a whole lot. And in fact, I'm so with you on those points because even the subject of volunteering, the internet has made it a lot much easier. So
Very
at least
easy.
you may not really have the issue of thief fair to go and volunteer somewhere. You can
Exactly.
do a lot of work online. You can do a lot of remote work. In fact, so many many persons are looking for people who will just assist them. Trust me, if the moment you start looking out for volunteering opportunity, you will start seeing that there are so many. So there are so many people who are like, I'm trying to build this. I don't even know if this thing I'm building has a future, but I really I could use your help. You understand, and you get to learn in the process, and also mentoring. I mean, it's so critical. Okay, so
Yeah.
we have a question here that we'll just ask, and the question says,
Okay.
which career in STEM can make me grow my skill and be relevant in the society as a girl? So which particular career in STEM should that person look out for?
Well, so the question is on which career in STEM can make her grow in society
Yes, like
skill
grow a
wise.
skill, yeah, and be relevant, yeah.
Uh so I don't want to sound like, I have a favorite per se,
Okay.
but if I'm to look at it objectively, I would pick technology. And the reason is the rate at which technology is growing, it's going to be incorporated in virtually every field at the end of the day. So look at it from the angle of I won't mention a particular field that you have to pick or a particular career path, but I'll tell you to look at it from this angle. What career can I pick that look that will be able to apply in every other field in years to come? What career can I pick that won't be obsolete in look at 20 years in the line if you can. So if you're picking technology, well, technology, look at the rate at which technology is growing, look at the rate at which it's being integrated in every other field and every other career. You could look at engineering, you could pick data analysis. So let me streamline it to maybe data analysis and technology. Look at what is data analysis, analyzing data. Why do people do data analysis? To make this is not me choosing data, and I'm just using it as an
Yeah, true.
example. Yeah, but look at data analysis. What is data analysis? Analyzing data. Why do people analyze data? To make businesses better. Either to answer a question or to optimize a process, a business process, or to ensure that things are going on well in a business. So ask yourself that, will business always need data analysis? If your answer is yes, so you already know that, okay, data analysis is a career that won't be obsolete in years to come. So look at these various careers that are out there and pick from it, and be like, if I choose this, but really things are going to keep evolving. New careers are going to go years down the line. You're going to have more careers come up. Some years back, there were some careers that we have now that we didn't have. So if somebody had asked the question, so doesn't mean that whatever career you pick now might be what you will be stuck with in 10 years to come.
True,
Because what
true.
happens when 10 years from now, new job opportunities with, higher payment and higher experience come up? What are you going to do? Are you going to stick with what you've picked? But pick something, just pick something that you know that, okay, would be relevant in years to come, and still be flexible about it, because when 10 years from now we don't know what's coming, and you still have to skill up to be able to be
Skill up,
current,
true.
to be able to match with whatever is available 10 years from now. So that would be my answer to that question.
Wow, wow, okay. I think that's just so true. And just as you have rightly mentioned, they need to be flexible and to be willing to learn and adopt whatever new technology is coming. I know that I think that's one interesting thing about tech. Tech is never static, so there's always a new technology that you can learn. So I think
Yeah.
that's just you've just really done justice to that question. So this brings us to the end of the interview section. I mean, I had so much fun talking to you. I really learned
Me
a
too.
lot. And I believe our viewers have also learned a lot. And I really, really want to appreciate you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to honor our invitation and to join us for
I
this
should
interview.
thank you guys
Thank you
for
so much, Mrs.
inviting me. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for giving me this platform to speak to other people, women especially, and other men that are watching us. So I'm grateful for this platform as well.
Okay. So thank you to all our viewers. I mean, there's no women in STEM if you guys are not there. If you guys don't watch, there's no point. So we're so grateful that you joined us. We're so grateful that you even sent in questions. And so please look out for the other episodes of the Women in STEM series. So you definitely see the pop-up. And so I really want to encourage every one of you, please, this is a good time to subscribe to Let's Learn TV. If you've not subscribed, please just subscribe now and click the bell button beside the subscription icon so that you can get notification immediately we are live, so you don't miss anything. Okay, so we want to thank our sponsors, STEMacademy.io. You can check them out on the internet. They are a hub for STEM content, design thinking content, and new age data science. Trust me, you'll get a lot if you check them out. And we also have LetslearnTV. As you can see, we're on LetslearnTV, and you can get content to keep you engaged during this time. There are books there, there are kits there that you can use to even start up your own STEM career. And honestly, these are places that you should check if you want to start to pursue a career in STEM. And also, we want to thank Brainiac STEM and Robotics. That's the Innovation Epicenter. I want to thank them for hosting and sponsoring this show. So thank you so much once again for joining us, and see you in the next edition of Women in STEM series by LetslearnTV. Thank you, Ms. Yetunde. Okay, guys. Yeah, I didn't introduce myself. Please pardon me. My name is Teresa Ode, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you, everyone, and have an amazing week.
Bye.